I have followed the case, and the ruling shouldn't surprise anybody. This is on what we call a preliminary injunction, which basically means before all the facts are determined, should the contract with Sony be terminated. With that being said, the answer has to be no. And when you look at this, you have to first remember that she signed a contract with Kemosabe Records and then subsequently signed another contract with Sony, completely separate from Kemosabe Records. So while we may end up seeing the facts terminate the Kemosabe Records contract, that does not mean that her contract with Sony will in any way be terminated.
Right. I got you.
It didn't surprise anybody.
But doesn't it create... Isn't it like a hostile work environment when you have somebody with alleged abuse like that, how they can compel her to continue to work for the company that allowed it to happen if, in fact, it happened?
Well, all of that may be true, but there's no proof that Sony allowed this to happen. You have to remember, Kemosabe is a separate and independent entity. Now, she doesn't have to necessarily work with Kemosabe in order to fulfill her contract obligations to Sony. Right. She can work with a ton of other producers. And as far as I'm aware of, that is exactly what has been proposed to her, that she does not have to work with Dr. Luke. So with that being said, there's no reason to say that Kemosabe and Sony are, for lack of a better term, one entity. Sony is separate and independent. So from a preliminary injunction standard, the judge did the right thing. At the end of the day, we may see a different ruling once all the facts are discovered. Right. But at this point of the litigation, the judge's decision is more than adequate at this point of the matter.
Chris, if you were Kesha's attorney, would you tell your client, I think you should go back to work for Sony, try and work with another producer while this is going on to see if in good faith they are doing that, or would you just say, okay, we're not going to do anything?
I would do that, but again, every different lawyer has his own strategy.
Gotcha.
I'm not involved in it. I don't know what her legal team has told her. And again, there are probably a ton of more facts that have not been made public. We are only talking about what's in the public record at this point.